Beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen. What's up, beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen? You are here tuning in to another live stream conversation. We communicating. We discussing certain situations in life. My main concern right now is like in my personal life is my situation, which brought me to the YouTube streets. But before I go into that, shout out to you for checking me out. Thank you for tuning in. As you tap in, I know you're not going to see this, but unless if you're coming in live. But if you watching it later on the recap, just to support to support me, thank you. But hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been here, before you check me out. If you check me out again, that means there's something about my flow that you don't mind. So tap the like button. If you did not subscribe to the channel, tap the subscribe channel because we need that support. But in the meantime, we're going to discuss some real topics because we have a lot of podcasters on these streets, these YouTube streets that, are looking for fame. They looking for views and they trying to get a come up. But me, I came on these YouTube streets because I had a story. I too was a victim. You know what I'm saying? And like to say, oh, I'm a victim and being a man, it's like kind of hard to really come out and say. It takes a lot of courage to say, hey, I'm a victim. But here I am saying I too am a victim, and not a victim of like sexual assault, but a victim of, should I say, I'm a victim of spiritual and policy and cultural assault. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us has been raped of our culture, raped of our emotions that we have for our culture and for our people. The love that we have for our people, a lot of people take it and manipulate it. So I understand these young girls, I understand their pain. And so what I'm talking about is those people who's out there, who's looking for victories, meaning that they looking to succeed their program, succeed their podcast. They looking to move their podcast, their channel along, and they're using a lot of the victims for it. Now, I've talking about some of the victims, and I will continue to talk about the victims of the situation, but I'm not going to try my best to find something and make something for my personal self-gratification. And so there was a podcast that I don't know, that just came up on my screen. I looked and tapped it, and there was a chick. She has blonde hair, as you can tell, she's a little heavy set, and red lipstick. She's pretty much new, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to even blow up her anything, but she's making a video. She's following the entertainment celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks, they can't follow anything else that makes sense. It's so easy for people to follow entertainers and celebrities and try and build up their channel following entertainers and celebrities. But it's very hard for you to build up your channel following positive energy and things and make something out of nothing. You have to use something that's really already up there and piggyback off it. That's like a parasite. And there's a lot of people that's on these YouTube streets and moving like parasites. And as they're moving like parasites, they don't understand that you're doing damage. You got to watch the damage control that you're doing. So we're going to talk about the damage control that a lot of these folks are doing when they decide that they want to get likes and views and not really respecting the victims. So we're going to discuss the Sean Combs situation. We're going to go and we're talking about the victims. Because like Ali Carter, she says, y'all always want to focus on entertainers, but what about the victims? What about the victims? Now, I'm going to break this down for you folks and send this to people. All those folks who having discussions and trying to find faults in these people who's coming out, who's trying to find major faults with these people who's coming out with their claims, is for us now to really support the victims. I made a video about this one of the young ladies. Her name is Adria English. Her story, I believe, okay? Hear me, I believe her 1,000%. The only thing is, I don't believe her to be that victim. That victim. I see her as a victim, but I also see her as somewhat a villain for all other victims. But her story would not be put to the side. put to back burner. I'm not going to sit there and try and dissect it to find her to be a non-victim. I'm saying 100% she is a victim, and she became a victim to a point where she became the victimizer. And so that's why I was trying to let the people know with my story. I was like, yo, she became a victimizer. She's actually she became, she even said herself, she said they said that she was Diddy. So she became so infatuated with this lifestyle that she became the problem. And with that, saying I found the problem with that because she's out there trying to, become famous from her being the victim, but yet still her being the problem at the same time. So I wanted to identify that. But no, she was in the mix. She was part of that situation. She was violated, but she too was part of the problem before she even went there. So she was welcomed with open arms by these creeps. They welcomed her because she was part of the crew. She was already part of the crew. She was already in the mix, like a J-Lo, already in the mix. So we're not talking about these people who's already in the mix. We are actually talking about those folks who are true victims, who was snatched up and they was put into situations. And then we talk about these podcasters that were trying to, they claim to fame is to try and prove you to be false, to be fraudulent, to be a liar. See the head snapping. So that's what we talk about. We talk about those folks who sitting out there trying to look and find fault because they was fans of these individuals. See, when you have podcasters that's coming on these channels, they actually was supportive of these creeps. They was bopping their head, they was dancing to the music, they was loving the whole movement of these freaks and these creeps. And now they saying, oh, this chick is lying. You know what I'm saying? Those folks are who I'm talking about. And so there's a woman, she has a little channel that she had since 2019, and she's trying to get her fame to claim, talk about celebrities. Okay, she talked about celebrities, and she now this Diddy situations in, and so she's like, she's gonna ride this until that she can get her channel up. And I'm talking about these folks like this. So I have to really bring this to light because a lot of people don't get it. You don't understand. She obviously don't know what sex trafficking is. She don't really know what human trafficking is. She don't know what that underground railroad of the sex trade is about. She don't know nothing. She just looking at the phone. She looking at her phone and she looking at what's trending and she just communicating on what's trending. But she's not going to the real root of the problem. That individuals have an operation. See the word operation? When you have an operation, that means you have a lot of, patience. So I'm gonna look at the victims as patients. And these creeps, they have a waiting room, just like American Idol. You know what I'm saying? They have a waiting room, just like America's. What's the other show? You got America's Idol. Then you also have Top Model. You know what I'm saying? They have a waiting room for all these individuals, and they have a routine. See, this is what I'm saying. When you have people who speaking to the mass of people and they brainwashing these people to deflect them from the reality of the problem, there's a waiting room with people in there, and they all victims. They patients. They waiting to be helped. And when you trying to say that they are not sick, you trying to say that they lying about their shit. They just trying to get some Medicaid. They trying to get free stuff. No, don't do that, because this is an operation that's going on. A major operation that didn't just start in 1994. It didn't start in 1974. It didn't start in 1954. It's been going on forever. Ever. And this operation must continue because this is part of their agenda, their routine, their plan, their underground way of making dirty money, the slave trade. The slave trade is such a amazing operation. The underground slave trade is deeper than what you can imagine. And for you to try to debunk slaves who's been branded. So she's trying to say that this woman wasn't branded. And I'm not saying, I'm saying this woman was not branded. This woman is trying to claim that this young lady has not received a branding. Okay, so now let me help you understand. You see the shirt I got on? It says Polo, right? Polo's a brand. Me being a entrepreneur, me being in the fashion industry, me trying to get into the whole thing, and I have an operation, a major operation that's going on. I'm doing billboards at the same time I'm doing getting dirty money. So we're gonna have these individuals sit on daddy lap, take an innocent picture, and wearing the shirt, and we're gonna send it to these companies. You know how Calvin Klein, if y'all look at the history of Calvin Klein and all their billboards, go back 20 years, 25 years, go no, fuck that, go back 30 years of what. Shit, we done moving. We already damn near 25 years in 2020. So go back to Calvin Klein advertisement that goes back to 1990. 1990 when Sean Combs was coming up. Let's go back to the billboards. Go back to Manhattan, New York City, Times Square. And they used to have, see, if you're not from New York City, you don't understand billboards. Like that girl, Adria English came and she says, it's different in New York City. They buy magazines. They buy magazines off the racks. Gel people, the gels of Rikers Island, you have to send them magazines. They need magazines, magazines, magazines. You don't understand that in New York City, the magazine business in the 90s went out of control. Jet Magazine, Beauty of the Week, all this was options and ways that you can use for you. Remember, there was no podcasting and podcasters and YouTube and shit like that. So it was just really street organizing and doing various things. So now when you look at the game of the street game called pimping and prostituting and stripping and all that stuff, and you put that with fashion and music, you're looking at a new operation that develops. And so you have to have many patients, many clients, many victims, because you're looking to put together the right campaign ad, the right look. So you've taken photos of many individuals, and they all might have a polo short sweatshirt on. If you know the history of FUBU, I'm going all the way around because I want you to follow me because I'm getting around to the circle. When you look at FUBU, the way not Sean John, but Damon John, the way Damon John got FUBU going, he used to take one shirt and he used to go around to all the popping spots and find and wait. And he used to wait for celebrities just to come and give him a shout out on his camera and hold up the FUBU shirt. Even if he can get you to put the FUBU shirt on, that was even bigger. So just imagine how many people, celebrities that he had that wore the same FUBU shirt. So I'm trying to bring it all the way around. There's a lot of people in their podcast trying to say that the young lady that was laying on the table as party favors. They trying to say that there was only one. They were making it seem to you like there was only one party favor for 35 years dealing with Sean Combs. One party favor. Oh, that's not the girl. She's lying. She's lying. That's not her look. She's like, time out. Photo shoots. Remember, people wearing the same thing. Photos. Sit on daddy lap. Okay, you gotta come and you put the shirt on, take that off, put the shirt on, sit on short, so take on the lap, take the picture. All right, now we need you to go over here and we need you to do this. Get comfortable. And now the next one, sitting on Sean Combs' lap because they're trying to get the most strongest billboard. Like I say, if you go back to the 90s and you look at Calvin Klein billboards in New York City, they all had young individuals in sexual images, sexual positions. Some guys look like girls, some girls look like guys. This is in the 90s. Shirts off, showing lots of skin. So that imagery was what the hip hop world said, yo, I gotta get my billboards like that. So now Sean Combs moving. He's about to get into fashion. Sean John, he's trying to get the right people, the sponsors. He's trying to get the right marketing. He's trying to get funding. So if he can get sponsors from this advertiser, he send it to them. He can get sponsors for this from this advertiser. So he was using a lot of these patients, these victims, for campaign advertisements that you would never know of. You would never know whose image got a contract. and that he's using them, and next thing you know, he's pushing them, pushing them, pushing. They're being used in the sex trade, but he's using them also for marketing, business, promotion, and all sorts of things. Flying them here, flying them there. So this don't mean that these girls was all by themselves. They was all together in one place. They was all over the place, doing the same thing, laying on the table, being a party favor. So if this young lady said, I was on the table as a party favor, I had that shirt on, I was sitting in the lap, you can't say that that's not her. She's just traumatized. She knows what she did. She don't know. She ain't see half of none of the images. She don't have a yellow envelope that she can send to Wilhelmina and say, these are my images that I took with Diddy. This is my photo shoot. Her photo shoot went straight to the people, and she would never, ever, ever, ever see any of these photos. But she know what she did. She know what she wore. She know what she had to do. She know that this person was sucking this off her. She know that this person took this off her. She did the same thing, just like all the other hundreds and hundreds of victims. For you to get on the line, these YouTube streets, and say she's lying, I wish your tongue, okay? I'm not even going to go there, but I wish your tongue get cleaned. Because, folks, these are real victims and their stories are real. They have their individual stories that you cannot debunk. Because, like I say, they are part of a billboard campaign. They're part of an underground sex trade. They are part of something that's an operation. And the operation don't mean that each and every individual get treated differently. There's the same routine. Kidnap the girl, you go find the kids in the park, you go do the same thing, you look for a woman who's vulnerable, you look for a woman, this guy starts talking distracted, then you go in. They have the same routine. They have a same routine of kidnapping them. They have a same routine of bringing them into the process. They have a same routine of breaking them. They have a same routine of the photo shoots. These are photo shoots. I need you to go deeper than just the surface of what you're seeing, because most folks are just looking at the surface and they looking at person video and that's all they're going off of, but they cannot use their deep, dark mind to understand, like, oh my God, these poor women. I can imagine how many women had to sit in this man's lap. I can imagine how many women had to do the same thing. It was not just that one. He made each and every one the same character. They made each and every one do the same thing. Then when you look at Epstein and being sent to the island, there was women there. Why? Because they was going to be used for every single thing that this country needed for, whether it's for being a beautiful waitress that serving princes and prince, being a spy, being a hit person, being a killer, being a drug dealer, being a whore, being a supermodel, whatever it was, whatever it is, they had a category for each and every person that they was going to make a victim. And they had routines. So for you to sit there and try to say that this girl is lying about her story, you owe that woman a major apology. Like I said, I did a video on Adria English, and I said, yeah, she definitely was a victim, in meaning that, saying she got part of the situation, but she became, most of these girls, they become the situation after a while. They become the whore. Like Ali Carter says, there's a lot of women that says that they good. What are they gonna do? They are broken. Their mind is broken, their spirit is broken. Who wants me? Who's gonna want me after what I've done? I don't even want myself. I don't want to live, but I'm living much better just doing what these people saying, because she got broken into a point where now she's conceding to what the circumstances is. She became the circumstance. She is the circumstance. So what life does she have? She slept with a horse. She slept with a goat. They had her hooked up to a machine, and for hours she's getting pounded by a sex machine. Can you imagine that? What woman's going to want to go to another man? She had 3 penises in her at the same time. What woman's going to take that and put that burden into another man's life? She'd rather just be the lifestyle of this. She's traveling limousines. She's traveling on jets. She's going to countries that she would never, ever go. She's been broken. Her spirit is broken. Her soul is already there. And now she's conformed to what she's conformed to. There's a lot of women and men that's been broken into the circumstances, but then there's a lot of people that want out. And so those people who want out, you cannot try to destroy their story. You cannot try to debunk them right now. This is therapy. You have to let them open up and let you in so that those other victims can be saved. There's a lot of victims, like I said, their minds are already trapped. They are who they are. They act where they are, and they can't move from there. That's all they know. But there's people who's there with them like, no, this is not you. This is not you. And they want them to escape. And so it's up for us to help them save these people, not for us to make these people feel worse for even coming out. And that's what's happening. People looking for likes and views, and they don't care about the victim. And they don't care about the victim story. I truly believe that that young lady is the see her laying on the thing on the table. Mesha came out on the show and she said that she was the girl that was sitting on Diddy's lap. And then Adria said that her friend was also the girl that was laying on sitting on Diddy's lap. I'm saying there's probably 100 girls, 200 girls, 300 girls that sat on Diddy's lap and that laid on those tables. One probably laid on the table in the streets of Chicago. One was laying on the table many, many times in Atlanta. But to say that this girl didn't lay on the table, to say that this girl wasn't sitting on Diddy's lap, is a damn lie. I'm not going to come out and be a female and say that that's me and this happened to me and this happened to me and they smashed me. I'm not doing that because I know my value still. But right now she has been broken to a point and she needs help and she's on these streets and the only thing she can do is tell her truth. And for you to say she's lying, you need your channel taken away from you. You need your mouth taken away from you because you should not be able to speak. Because you cannot say that this woman is lying. And that's what hurts because a lot of people try to say I was lying with my situation. I'm going to do that story a little later on, but that bothered me. That I'm lying? Dude, nigga, what's wrong with you? What I'm coming out here to lie for? Put my face on the internet to lie? Like this about that? No, it don't work that way. You the liar. Because your ears is hearing a lie because you listen to the demon. And your mouth is speaking demonic to the people, especially those people who have thousands of subscribers, thousands of followers. Then you come out and talk about, oh, this person lying, and you trying to make a mockery out of our stories, victim stories. I'm not on the YouTube because I was a podcast. I'm on YouTube because I was a victim of Black Power. To be a victim of Black Power and coming to fake ass people who's getting educated on Black Power. You're not living it for real, not in it, it's not in their blood. They just trying to be it. They taking out the weaves and they taking out and they coming home from jail and they trying to be part of something that they're not really born in, raised in, trained in. Their daddy never said to them, never do this, never ever do that, do that. No. And so for you to say that this girl is not the girl laying on that table, she might not been the girl that the pictures is going out there and circulating, but in her mind, she knows that she laid on the table. She knows that there was pictures. She knows. But she probably don't know everybody who laid on the table that wore the same shirt. These people are really, when I say screwed up in their head, they screwed up in their heads, and it hurts them. And if that's the only thing she can say, that's me, that was her. It might not be, that picture might not be her, but she has her own picture because she was there, not you. I truly believe that young lady sat on the table, laid on that table. I believe that the light-skinned girl, the white girl, the Spanish girl, the Asian girl, I believe that they all was, if they all start coming out the woodworks, I believe them to, you can prove them wrong. Prove them wrong right about now. This woman gave a vivid story. She talked about a ghost writer. You can't, look, when you talk about a ghost writer, and then you saying that the ghost writer wasn't some street dude with a baseball cap and a hoodie, was some Jewish white boy. To me, I'm like, whoa, I believe that 100% because when I was paying attention to these online streets before the Sean Combs shit came about, I came across this story. If you Google, there was this Jewish white dude he has a major following. He's the biggest Jew rapper out there. But you won't know of him in the mainstream hip hop. But like I say, for some reason, these things come across my channel, and I tap in them, and I watch this story. This was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I paid attention to him, and if she's talking about he was the one, because like I said, they deal with high rank people. So if they snatched that Jew boy up, and they destroyed his career because they broke him in, they destroy his mental. They destroy his whole character. Where he only want to deal with the blacks in the hip hop industry. Because like I said, you gotta say whatever happened to him. Oh, he got across the wrong people, and the wrong people did the wrong things to him, and he's ashamed. But yet still, he's still doing his thing. But not over here. He ain't down with us. He ain't down with y'all. And you saying that this ghostwriter, this Jewish dude, that when she said that, I said, oh shit, I think I know what she's talking about. That was spooky for me to say, damn, I think I know exactly who she's talking about. And if she's not talking about him, I'm like, damn, these guys are amazing. They got a lot of Jewish dudes, white guys being behind the scenes being ghostwriters. I came across this dude. His name was Donald. He was talking about the clones. He was talking about the clones. He also was talking about he was a ghostwriter. He said that he ghostwrote for Michael Jackson. He was ghostwriting for many, many celebrities. Busta Rhymes. When Busta Rhymes had that super fast flow, he said that came from him because they had him doing all sorts of drugs and he had to write. He said that he had to save his life because he was a child that was put into that because of his mother. He was put into that whole cult because of his mother. And what saved him was his ability to sing. What saved him was his talent. And once they saw that he had talent, they shifted him from being part of being a major victim to saying, yo, we're going to bring you over here and we're going to use you for your talents. You're going to write. All he was doing was writing songs for Britney Spears and all the hit people that you see out there. He was a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter for Michael Jackson? You're like, whatever. Well, that's what he said. He vividly spoke about the cloning centers. He vividly spoke about the Bernie Mac. He vividly spoke about why Bernie Mac lost his life, how he lost his life, because Bernie Mac spoke up against Chris Benoit, because Chris Benoit, they were doing him dirty, and the Killer Clowns. Who make up these stories? Who knows about the Killer Clowns? I do, because back in days, there was these white boys. They was some rappers, and they be seeing them a little bit, and like, they had skills, but it's like, I ain't messing with them. You know what I'm saying? But they was used for other things. Killer Clowns. They was used for the underground demonic world, and so the Killer Clowns was killed Chris Benoit, according to this guy Donald. Damn, I'm gonna get his name because I gotta do a story on him again, because his whole story is being faded away. He spoke about the cloning centers. He's always spoke about the cloning centers. I need y'all to stay focused. This shit is so deep, and for y'all to sit back and try to waste your time to debunk these folks, that's wrong. Focus on the victims. Focus on the victims. Know that the world is creepy. Focus on the victims. Know that the industry is corrupt. Know that. If you can say, oh, hell yeah, the industry is corrupt. So leave it right there and have the industry prove that they are not corrupt. Leave it right there. No, Hollywood's weird. Leave it right there. And every single person that's part of Hollywood, every single element of Hollywood has to prove that they are not part of what we believe. We believe that it's creepy. We believe that it's corrupted. We believe that it's trash. And you have to prove that you're not part of it. And that's what we must focus on. We cannot spend time trying to tear down the stories of these folks just to build up your live stream, because that's a demon in you. This young lady, Mesha, Jane Doe, the one who said that she laid on the table, she was a party favor. Folks, do you really think that there was only one party favor at every single party? If Diddy party had hundreds of guests there, thousands of guests there, and then after party had hundreds of guests there, you think that there was just one girl as a party favor? Stop being stupid. There were several girls. There's several hundred girls. You gotta understand, it's an operation. You have your party favors, hundreds of girls. You have your hostess, hundreds of girls. You have your sex toys. You have your not just your party favors, because the party favors are on the table. But then you have in your room, you have all the hundreds of girls that's in the rooms. Then you have the hundreds of girls that's in the tunnels. Then you have the hundreds of girls that's used for torture. Girls and guys, all right? Then you have the hundreds of girls that's used for billboards and campaigns that will never get none of that money. They get the contracts that you own their contracts. You have hundreds of girls, and I'm saying, when I'm saying hundreds, I'm really talking thousands. To say that this girl was not a victim on that table, you sound like a dog barking. And that's what she looked like. I wanted to punch her in her mouth. Yes, that I said I wanted to punch her. I wanted to slap her in the mouth. Because I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? When she said that Bill Cosby, and see, this one made me say, I was even doing the live one, and I had to pause my live. I said, yo, I'm listening. I said, I should have did this before I went on live, but I went off the live screen to do a time frame with the timeline, to see when Bill Cosby was out in the streets, to see when Bill Cosby got locked up, to see the whole thing with Bill Cosby. In the time frame, she says, yo, he was still free. He was still in the mix. This is when he was trying to push, at the time when he was pushing his shirts with messages on it. You know what I'm saying? You had to be alive to be part of this time. If you young and you really young and you young at that time, like say 10 years of age, you really wasn't paying attention to all the things that was going on at that time. But now you just have a voice, you just giving your opinion on it, but you really don't even have a mindset that lived in the time frame. You're not really valid. But for us that really was living in it and paying attention to it then, that was on conspiracies then, that was really analyzing stuff then, I'm saying to you right now, no, it's scary. Because Bill Cosby, no, we stood by Bill Cosby because of his skin tone. I apologize. You stood by Bill Cosby because of his skin tone. I actually said, yo, I'm not feeling the fact that they all coming out right now, but the way they was all coming out, it was like, I have to have some type of belief for them. A lot of these women, I believe, was also paid, but I also believe a lot of these women was telling the truth. It just bothered me, like, why now? And so then you have people like Umar Johnson, all these black power mother freakers talk about, oh, they just trying to steal their power. They just trying to steal their wealth. They trying to steal their wealth. Do you know that Bill Cosby house is built on the most oil for landmines and landfills and things like that? They start putting things in your black mind. They use the black culture, and they install these things in your mind to shift you away from the reality. Maybe Bill Cosby is a creep. And make you think, oh no, they just trying to take away his wealth. Fuck his wealth for a second. Maybe he is a creep. Oh, no, it's not about the wealth right now. Oh, when him and Oprah was trying to start their own channel and network and every blah 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 blah, they used that race hustle shit to take you away from the reality of the victims. So Bill Cosby, almost a billionaire. We seen him on TV. We supposedly gotta give him respect. But what about these victims who saying, yo, no, this creep did this? I watched a few movies, old school movies, and I just watched the character that they had, Bill Cosby. And a lot of times you gotta watch these movies because they give you a role for the character that you are. They give you a role for the character that you have become. Like Denzel Washington, they start giving him every role that he got from a certain point was like Man on Fire. Him having a different type of attitude, him having a different type of moving differently life, just killing and blasting, killing everybody in sight. Equalizer, just killing and blasting everybody on sight. The Book of Eli, Assassin. They had, after Training Day was all off to the races, everything from Denzel Washington was dark roles because most likely they got him to become a darker character from the beginning. And so this is what they give you. Like I said, Rosie Perez. After she did the do the right thing, she became more sexual, and they used her for whatever they used her for. Then they dumped her like a bad habit. Then they picked up J Lo and spotlighted her. That's what they do. And so for us not to be able to pay attention to the way Hollywood works, we are crazy. So I'm not going to listen to these podcasters when they try and take away the victims. I'm not going to do that no more, because I'm at a point where everybody in the industry, every single person that makes it to the industry, is either you have a dark past that they invite you because of your dark past, because they like, oh, this person could fit in very well. All we just have to do is hook them up with this person and that person and let them break them in, and then they're going to tap into that dark side and they're good to go. They need you to have a dark past. They need you to be touched and hurt so you can have that dark story, because that works for them. They don't need no clean kid. They don't need no uncorrupted person. They need you to be tainted souls, distracted from love, and they need you to be tainted. They ain't put no positive images out there. They want tainted bodies and souls. And when you look at Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, if you go down the line of many of those folks that made it, they have a story that's tainted. Ain't no happy-go-lucky stories and making that they want to put there and put you on the red rug and put you on the sofa and let you talk about that shit. No, they want more tainted souls so they can keep recruiting tainted souls. Even in that girl's story, she said when Diddy was reading her stuff and reading what she was writing about, and when she came to the studio, he was like, "Yo, well, you know, what I'm saying you was touched, you was a molester, right?" And then when she finally opened, he said, "Yeah, I could tell the way you was writing. Got it. We need this one. Let's break her in, and now she's good to go." Her mind was already. We don't have to do all the work. It was already done. All we just have to do is do the devil work, meaning that we just got to slam it and slam it and slam it on her. So when Bill Cosby was in the mix, I had to pause and say, yo, well, you know what I'm saying? He became Jello pudding, man. I started looking at all the stuff of how they started portraying him. And I realized, yo, he might be a creep. And like I said, I looked at the older movies and I'm like, nah, look at how he was looking at the woman in the movies and things like that. I could tell that shit. You see Bill Cosby, you know, looking at the old man in the shows and all that. But, you know, back when Bill Cosby, you don't know what Bill Cosby looked like when he's getting dressed up, when he's putting his gold on, when he's got smelled up and he's looking all dappered up. We don't know that Bill Cosby. We don't know that Bill Cosby when he got some drinks in him. We don't know that Bill Cosby. But ask Richard Pryor, dude, he know that Bill Cosby. Ask the other, damn, I hate when I forget these guys' name. Paul Mooney. Ask Paul Mooney. Why did Richard Pryor's son, according to supposedly, get assaulted? This is what they do. This is what they do. So for you to say that this young lady is not one of the young ladies, see, I'm gonna say that let's say that she's not that particular female that we see in the images. But to say that she don't have her own image like that, to say she did not lay on that table, to say that she did not take a picture with a DMG shirt on, to say that she did not do any of those things, I'm telling you that we are lying. And I'm praying for all these victims. That's why I say we got to organize this men's rally, this men's march, because we have to stomp the yards for these victims. We have to go into 2025 saving our babies and saving our ladies. Because if we don't, we are not men. And the devil would love that. For this whole Sean Combs situation to just come and we just allow it to all go in the hands of the Lord, that's what these demons want. The demons want us not to have a care and concern for what's really going on in hell that we live in. The hell that we live in, as long as we could turn a blind eye to it, and we spend more time trying to debunk each other, trying to make fools out of each other, that's a victory for the demon to go another 10 years, 20 years. And do you know how many souls in 10 years it can take as long as we dumbing out and not doing our godly work? This is very damaging, folks. Do not start podcasting and hurting these victims. Big up their story and make these individuals out there have to prove themselves. They must prove themselves that they are innocent. And trust me, none of them are innocent. None of them. None of them. There's not an innocent soul in that industry no more. They all have to prove that they are innocent. They are all guilty until they can prove themselves innocent. They're not innocent to prove guilty. They are all guilty until proven innocent. And right about now, it's going to take a shitload, a truckload, a trailer load, a mountain load, a world load of information to prove that you are innocent. And they ain't going to be able to do that because they are hiding like roaches in the walls. You don't see no roaches on your floor. You don't see them on your walls, but they are in the walls. And that's what these people are doing. They're trying to hide inside the same walls of Hollywood. But guess what? The walls about to crumble and they about to burn down. And you're going to be revealed. And the spotlight's going to be put on you. And you have to prove yourself that you wasn't hiding. But you're right here. You hiding. Well, I'm going to prove myself that I wasn't hiding. But we found you. You was hiding. That's where it's at right now. Y'all don't get it. That girl was on the table. And if she wasn't on the table, she was on the table. How about that? Because if she was on the table in her mind, something traumatizing is still going on with her. If she feels that she was in that studio and she wasn't, something traumatizing going on with her. And we still have to find out, or somebody have to find out, what is traumatizing you in this level where you believe that you are that type of victim. So something got to be traumatizing that young lady somewhere across the board. So please, folks, do not waste no more time trying to debunk these girls. Like there was another young lady, she came on and, what makes me mad is that they come on these platforms looking like sluts. So she had an open shirt on, it was like really open, really seductive, and looked like she was, I think it was a dress at that. Looking like she was just looking like a tramp. She is what she is, okay? Once you understand, she was what she was. But she's telling a story about her being in the Diddy, getting invited to Diddy party by Prince. I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe it. And then the Prince was trying to turn out. She was already a call girl. She was already about that life. And so he's trying to bring her because, like I said, everybody's trying to bring. Most of the guys are cornballs, okay? Most of the men in the world are corny. Once you understand that, most of these YouTube guys, 99% of the YouTube guys that you be watching, lady, are cornballs. Because they would do anything for a little spotlight. They'd do a little thing, anything for some money. They'd do anything right about now. Don't get nothing twisted. They will. And so this young lady, like I said, she's coming out here, and these guys are, and they looking at these women's fantasies for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They do anything for these women. So these women are being used on high levels. And so this Prince bring her to the party because he's trying to get in with the crowd. Yeah, he might be a prince, but I'm not in the crowd right now. I'm trying to be part of the in crowd. And the in crowd, you have to have some whores. The in crowd, you got to be that Don. The in crowd, you have to have some bad black chicks underneath your wing. Remember when the 90s came in and hip hop took over, to have a bad black chick, a bad Spanish chick was very important at that time because white women was being used all throughout Hollywood. But then, when the 90s kicked in, that was a shift of black power and black women and black beauty. Now, you in all other countries, you watch all the music videos, you seeing all the girls shaking their ass on TV, you seeing the black girls. You're not seeing the little skinny white girls now on motorcycles. You're seeing these black girls on the motorcycles with their cheeks hanging from side to side. And you're like, yo, this is the mix now? Yeah, this is the mix. You got to get yourself a little black whore. And so everybody across the world was trying to get a black whore. Sorry to be so vivid, but I want you to understand. They trying to make her become a whore. This shit was crazy. So you got this girl, she's up in the mix, and they try to turn her out. They say she said that Sean Combs' son was like, I want her. You can come into the house. She comes into the house because, like I said, she must have been dressed like, what the hell? Because if she comes on the YouTube waves and she's trying to tell her story and she's dressed like, what the hell you got on? Like, damn, girl, if you're gonna tell this story right now and you want us to believe that you was a victim, look like a victim. Don't look like you're about to go. Once you get off the shit, you're about to go and do a date for $1,500. Look like a victim. So if she was at that party looking anything like she was looking like on the show when she was giving the interview, she probably looked 100 times worse. Where this guy said, "Oh, you go in the party, you go in the house because you definitely one of us. You gonna be down with this freak shit." Your parents made her parents made her go into the house, and when she went into the house, she realized, "Damn, this is way worse than what I thought. I don't think I can handle this." But it wasn't until she seen the kids, the children, the little people. For her story, she could be compromised. She could be bought. But she still brought something to the table. I'm telling you, she could be bought. But right now, she just trying to sell her story. But she could be bought by the right dollar to silence her. And that's what I'm saying. We have to really give props to those people who are true victims. The girl Mesha, she said that she got snatched up by Harvey Pierre, thrown on a jet, sent to the studio, and instantly had to sit on this man's lap and do a photo shoot. And they told her that you got to do everything we say do, otherwise we're going to damage you. That's traumatizing. And once they break her in, like she said, they all sodomized her and raped her. And then the Jew dude had to join in. And like I said, if you don't know who the Jew dude she was talking about, it was this Jewish rapper. You could go Google like Jewish hip hop rappers, and there's gonna be a bunch. But this dude, the red, everything, the hair, the curly, everything. There was some people that was really in the industry that was set to go big, but like I said, they got with the wrong people, and now they've been compromised. Their career has been tainted. And if you want to keep going in this career, you have to do this. If you want to survive, you have to do this. She said that Diddy said, if you don't get behind her and smash her, I'm going to smash you. I'm going to take your clothes off and rape you. And that boy must have seen some horrific shit and undressed so fast and tried to penetrate. Now, just imagine he came out and confirmed her story. You still going to say she what? No, that's what I'm saying, folks. No. As people keep coming, see, it's going to take people stories to bring out other stories. When people see that other people is not being shamed and embarrassed and ridiculed and trolled, then they can come out with their stories right about now. That's what's happening. Cassandra Cassie, she opened up the door because she came out with her story. And it probably wasn't easy. She was dealing with that forever. And whatever man that she got that was her backbone and her support and said, I love you no matter what, gave her the strength to come out. But there's so many women out there that don't have that man behind her right now. And say, you was doing what? And now he don't have that love for her. But if you can find, ladies, if you can find a man that would love you after your story is told, after your pain is released, and he has love for you, you got to respect that. And that's what happened with Cassandra. That's the reason why she received that $30 million ASAP, because she had strength. Her strength came from her man. And all you women running around with no man, you have no strength. You're weak. You're vulnerable. And once you get that man behind you that says, I got your back, then you have different type of strength. You have your super strength. Your super strength that says, I don't care about what anybody say because I have my man and my man loves me. And as long as he has my back and he has love for me, I'm good. And then you can fight your enemies. You can fight your oppressors. You can fight your demons. And that's what happened with this girl and all those other women trying to come out now. Even you got to look at the girl, Andrea English. Listen to her. Do she have a man by her side? She has her enemy's son. She's talking about she's with Quincy. She's talking about she has Quincy. Sorry, Quincy, I gotta blow it up, but I love you anyway. You got my back. I know you got my back. I already know what you told me. I'm going to save you from your fake ass dad. That's what the strength come from with that girl. She got strength from the enemy. The enemy was a victim too. He's a victim. So she got her strength from another victim, and this strength is allowing her to really come out because she's also that type of chick. But now she has a different type of energy, and she's out, and she's going to keep fighting. And now her level is up. She's leveled up to another level right now. But yet and still, I believe that she was also a problem. But at least she get her story out. And it's important for us to keep allowing the story to keep coming out because more women and more men, once we have some men really start coming out, trust me, if we can get that Jewish dude to come out that did that to that girl, that's going to open up a different door. If we can get if we can get a victim that was, you know what I'm saying, that had to do certain things, but he was a victim, but he had to do various things. If we could get him to speak, then what we going to do? Find time to debunk him too? We folks spend too much time trying to debunk each other as opposed to pick up the story and run. I know Al Sharpton might have felt like he got burnt with the Tawana Brawley situation. You know what I'm saying? But even with the Tawana Brawley situation, I still think that something happened to her. I still think something happened to her. But what I'm telling you is that you're not going to tell me that girl was not on the table. You're not going to tell me that that girl was not penetrated by Harvey Pierre. I want Harvey Pierre to be killed. Sounds harsh. Well, he's killing spirits. He's killing souls. He don't need to live in this life no more. He has to go. So if we just kill him from life and bury him underneath the jail, so be it. But Sean Combs don't need to be there by himself. But the only way we're going to get all these folks is if we take time out to save the victims, meaning that we do not crucify these victims. I did my videos, but because I'm trying to let you also know that you also might be a victim, but you also, let me see my nails, they clean? Yeah, they clean. But you also might be a problem at the same time, ladies, because you're conforming to victimhood. And now for you not to be such a victim, you are actually becoming the person that victimized you so that it saves you from being a victim. I've seen that happen with a lot of females. They wasn't as bad, but then they realized the more worse I be, the more evil I be, the harder I talk, the more darkness I have in me saves me from this person because this person respects that dark side. Actually, the person probably scared of the dark side. So when you darken your tone up, then they realize, oh, okay, they like me now. So, folks, we cannot bury these victims. These victims need us. These women really need us to really pick up their stories and run. So, Mesha, I believe you. I believe that you was on the table. I believe that you had to put on one of those shirts. I believe that they ate food off you. I believe that they did horrible things to you. I believe that you protected yourself. She said it. Why would she even come and say that she had to partake in a murder? My chest caved in. Sorry. She said she had to partake in the murder. She said that a kid was killed, was shot. Who's going to come on the YouTube streets and say that this person shot a baby and then point the gun at me and I had to pick up the knife and start jabbing the person? Who's going to make that up, yo? That's Then she talked about then there was a house burning, and then she said that she had to save Diddy because he bumped his head and everything. And she wanted to leave him there, but she didn't because why? She was scared that it would all come down to her. If this guy got killed, then it would look like she killed everybody. No, a lot of things went through her mind, and the God in her saved her from something that could have happened. She probably would have went down as the as the killer. So it took a lot for her to do what she did and to allow that man to keep doing what he's doing. No, it's important for us to save her and her situation and all these other children that was victims. I knew a dude that made females do various things. It was one of my boys. We got on the train. It was late at night, and he's a complete alcohol crazy, and he was with his girlfriend. And when he got on the train, there was a young lady. She was sitting on the train all by herself, and she was, just sitting there. Then he came on the train. He's standing over. He's standing over like this. You know what I'm saying? He's holding on to the pole. She's sitting down, and he's like trying to talk to her, and she's looking up like, what the hell? Like I said, it's late at night. And she's looking up at him, and she's like, what? And he's like, yo, you're not trying to talk to me? You're not trying to talk to me? And then he went to his girlfriend and said, yo, went to his girlfriend who's sitting there watching him. And he said, yo, this bitch right here disrespected me. If you don't go over there and fuck her up, I'm going to fuck you up. And then his girl got up and went to the girl's face, and the girl's sitting there like, what's going on? And she says, yo, why would you disrespect my man? You disrespect my man? And then she just started punching, boom, 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 and then stopped. And then he was like, yeah, that's my bitch. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was the demon. It happened so fast. We just got on the train. We didn't know what he was doing. We didn't know that she was going to respond like that, but we don't know what trauma she goes through when she's in his house. We found out down the road, and God punished them. Punished both of them, to be honest. She did that to the wrong girl, and the wrong girl grabbed the bottle and bust her in her face, blew her eyeball right up the socket. She wasn't expecting that. Bust her in the face, and her eyeball popped out, okay? These are stories that you would never hear. I told you. These are people that go through this shit every time. So when I'm hearing these females and their victimization, am I hearing the stories? I'm not hearing their stories to try and tear them apart. I'm hearing their stories to see what role they played in it and what level they at. Because, ladies and gentlemen, hood politics, hood president, we got to rise up. We got to save these people. But we have to identify what the evils are. And the evil right now is everything in power, and everything that's in power must prove to us that is good for us. And right now it's bad for us, and we must take it down. Black man rise, original rebel. It's important for us to take it down. And if we do not take it down, we are just as guilty as what it's in front of us, especially if we know. If we know what it is, it's important for us to fight it, because these victims can't fight it by themselves. Guys and girls and guys, babies, all the way up to old ladies. The industry is corrupt. It has there has a package for every single being. They have a slave package for every single being. Like I said, even if it's you just for body parts. What do they do with the children that they abort? They crush them up and make them into vitamins. They crush them up and put in your Gatorade, your electrolytes. They use them for hors d'oeuvres. This industry, this world is really sick. Cannibalism is really real. Nothing's wasted. They said Hillary Clinton was on Anthony Weiner's the same way they collected Sean Combs, all his technology, they did that to Anthony Weiner. And y'all sitting back and forgetting about Anthony Weiner, the senator. He tried to run for mayor in New York City. His wife was she was working with Hillary Clinton, and she was Hillary Clinton's aide. Hillary Clinton likes women and men. Uma, her name. Uma and Hillary Clinton was dealing with each other. Sexually, yeah. and they was on the tape. They was on the dark web, skinning the girl alive and taking her skin and putting on their face. But y'all say that's crazy. Who you lying? They lying. They lying. They lying. Because you can't fathom that these people was wicked and sick. You think it's just movies? How do you come up with thoughts for movies for shit like this if it never happened in real life? How many people remember Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Didn't he do that? You don't think that there's cultures of people that are sick in their heads and would do shit like that? You don't think torture is real? Jeepers Creepers? I would need y'all to really open up one of those glands in your mind. One of them. One of the glands got to be opened up for you to see. Which gland is it that allows you to see? The pineal gland? Which gland allows you to see things that you can't see with the natural eyes? It's time for you to tap in, for you to really see. See what I'm seeing. Because I know I'm not, I don't know, I know I can't be the only one seeing. I know I'm not. Hell, I'm not going to give myself that much credit. No way in life I'm the only one that can see. Open up your eyes so you can see. See what I'm seeing. Know what I'm knowing. So we can move the way we're supposed to move together, because we're going to need each other for this fight. It's a spiritual warfare we're fighting. That's why I'm telling all you podcasters out there, stop with your bullshit talks and let's focus on this right here. We have a duty. Y'all gonna make me spend all of December crushing y'all, and crushing y'all until you have no choice but to acknowledge the situation. And my man Goldie says, yo, he used to like when I do that. I just fell off of that shit. But I think I'm gonna have to come back and start crushing you folks on a different level. I'm asking you folks, first, before I crush, I'm going to make a major campaign calling all soldiers. I'm going to call all soldiers to the front of the to the stage, and I'm gonna beg you to join the movement. I'm gonna plead with you to join the movement. And once I feel as if you are playing stupid, then I'm gonna get stupid. And it's gonna be extremely fun being stupid, crushing you. It's gonna be extremely fun to put 500 videos out just to crush y'all. Y'all already have me blocked. But I'm gonna spend 500 videos crushing y'all if you do not wake up and start fighting, because we have no choice but to come together and start fighting. Because what is Babylon gonna fall, Babylon's coming down, Babylon, y'all be babbling. But now we're going to challenge you to make Babylon fall down, make Babylon burn. It's not going to burn by itself. We the people caused it to happen, because we the people rose up against Babylon, because we realized where we at. So if y'all ready, let's get organized. But if y'all want to sit back and just be content podcasters, trying to live a free life so that you can smoke your weed, we're going to get in your asses with Diddy sauce. Not the oil, Diddy sauce, because I want it to burn. We're going to bust nuts inside your eye to show you where we come from. With Diddy sauce. So it can burn. Y'all need to wake up. I hope this message gets to those people who it needs to get to. If it got to you, you got to you because you needed this. And now start I'm going to clone myself in you so that you can duplicate me and get this to the other masses. Get it to the people that I don't even know of. Because we need a movement, folks. From now to 2028, we need to see the rise, like they say, the rise of the machines, the rise of the apes. We need to see the rise of the humans, the rise of mankind. That's where we at right now. We need to see the rise of mankind. And once we can see the rise of mankind, and once we start doing our godly duties, and once we start shining, folks, and rising to the top, there won't be no stopping us. Like the song went, ain't no stopping us now. You know what I'm saying? That's where we have to be. Nothing can stop us once we unify. But as long as we can be caught up with distractions and looking for entertainment and ha ha he he ho ho's, and like, oh, y'all have a fire live stream, and all y'all doing screaming and cursing each other out, clowning each other, I'm going to really spend some time bashing you folks. And you're not going to say shit. I know you're not going to say nothing. You're going to hide because you're soft. You're not going to say nothing. Y'all going to allow me just to bash on you, bash on you, bash on you, bash on you. And then your little minions going to come and try and say, oh, fix your teeth. Oh, you crackhead. Oh. That shit don't affect me. But I'm going to be bashing and smashing and slashing and cutting all you podcasters. If you're not getting on the visual. What's the vision right now? You're hearing the vision. This is the vision right now. We are not allowing this no more. This generation is about to fight. We're going to stand up against our enemies. This is what the challenge is. No one's going to be out there forcing this challenge because everyone is just a podcaster. I ain't no podcaster. I'm a real messenger. And I'm telling you, the war is down the road, is here. Road is here. The war is here. We are on the road of destruction. We destroying ourselves and we allowing them to be holding the computer and the controls, and they got the cheat codes. They got the cheat codes. The only way that we can win is by fighting, standing up and doing the work. There's no cheating. We've been cheated. We must stand up and fight. And fight don't mean bloody. Fight means acknowledging there's a problem. Fight means acknowledging that we are the solution. That's what fight means, to acknowledge that you are the solution and be the solution. And if you don't know how to be the solution, that's why it's important for you to attend this rally. That's why it's important for you to attend this men's movement, because you have to know what position you play in this being the solution. The solution is not get a job. The solution is not make some money and take care of your bills. That's not the solution. The solution is be part of the solution. The solution is man up and be ready for war. Go back and watch Matrix 3 again. That's the solution. The solution is Matrix 3. All hands on deck. The solution is like when Marvin Gaye's his daughter, you remember the Marvin Gaye daughter and the guy from Oz, you know what I'm saying, his wife, and you know how the solution is what she says. While you out and about, I guess I'm going to still be here making these bombs. All right? What she said was deep. All hands on deck. Remember when her and that white girl went out? Their part was dope. Remember that scene? The white girl got killed by the machine, but she died at the very end, blasting that motherfucker. That's your roles, niggas. Wake up. Your role ain't no ha ha he he ho ho, you stupid creeps.
Because right now, even as you listen to me, there's someone being tortured. Right now, as you listen to me, there's someone being transported. Right now, as you listen to me, there's some containers that's holding some babies waiting to be raped by some little dick niggas. Because that's all they can handle. They need little kids, okay? As you listening to me, there's real shit going on, folks. And you trying to hide from it? Oh, I can't wait to send out the call for you mother freakers. I can't wait. I can't wait to send out the call for you men to mount up. And I can't wait for you not to accept the call. Because I'm going to spend some time on you. This is training day. I'm going to spend some time on you, waking you up. Because if you're not going to wake up, then you brain dead. And if you brain dead and you still talking to the people and you got people following you and you brain dead, we're going to have to cut your nucleus from you. I would spend nothing but hours and 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 hours attacking your asses if you don't wake up. So I'm begging you, I'm praying that you wake up so I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to wake you up. I can spend seconds with you to build. I don't have time to be wasting waking you up. But if that must be, then we shall do it. I'm going to wake up the mindless masses. Once again, Black Man Rise, Original Rebel. Shout out to all my other rebels out there. And y'all know I can galvanize all sorts of troops. I'm not limiting my troops. I understand chess. It's not chess. I understand chess. Chess is a game of strategic planning, strategic movements on the fast level. I might not be the best chess player because I'll be moving too fast and I'll be messing up. But I know the concept of chess very well. And I don't have to play the game for 20 years, but I can sit at the table and give you a challenge. But once I dig deep into my mind to get focused, it's off to the races, folks. And I'm focused. I had some time to go into my mind all this year, this entire year. When I started the year off, if anybody know me from the beginning of the year January in 2023, well, the beginning of 2024, if you was back there when I was in the other crib from another podcaster, and when he pulled up because he was mad, and he threw me out because he was mad because I had to blow him up on his spot, that was my brother. Okay? That was my brother, for real. But if you're going to be caught up and you're going to allow these demons to control you, I told you I'm the demon fucking slayer. Why y'all don't listen? I'm not, when I first met you, I told you, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do and I do it. That's the scary thing about me. Once I tunnel vision into it, I don't know where I'm going to send myself. So I sent myself to my car to freeze in the winter because I tunnel vision. I had to bring the truth out. We're not sitting in the car. Not sitting in no car. Not underneath no sheet. For all those corny ass niggas, get yourself a job, get yourself a job. Still making money. I will get me a car again, like real soon. I will be driving around real soon. I will be coming to a state near you real soon. But I promise you, I will be chopping down these podcasters' fucking necks. I'll be chopping their heads off if they are not ready to move on to vision. Vision, dismission of words, too clever for nerds. Submission to no herbs, not a crumb for your birds. My diction consists of nouns and verbs mixed with similes. Friends to me is friends that we like metaphors that rhyme with trees. Yo, look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you folks. I'm just the messenger. Whether the message is gonna hit you hard or it's gonna hit you soft, the message will hit you. But right now, the message must hit hard. It's no more soft moving right now. I have to crush your fucking skull with this message. And then save you from dying so that you can move forward if you're part of the plan. Now, these people who I'm going to call out is because they are part of the plan. When I call you out, it's because you are part of the plan. And if you choose not to accept your role and your position, I will fucking crush your heads. Period. Because it's nothing, it's not like I'm needing anything from you except for you to play your fucking position. Do you understand what I just said? There's nothing I need of you except for you to play your position. And if I have to fucking smack you with a baseball bat in the back of your head for you to wake up to play your position, I'm going to get a sledgehammer. My father used to have me swinging a sledgehammer. I used to have to swing a sledgehammer every day before I go to play baseball. Then I come back home, Dad, I hit a home run. See, I know, baby. Why? Because that was my training. I know this is my dad. I know if you didn't hit the home run, you better did something of power because I had you swing the axe like Thor at the age of 12. He would tell me, pick up the sledgehammer, put it up, and I'll be holding in the baseball and swing again. And I'm 12, not no fake sledgehammer, real one, niggas. I was hitting baseballs 450 feet at the age of 12 because I had a father who trained me. And my father used to tell me every day he was a messenger. So we're going to get this message out to these people, folks. All those victims that's out there, this is Hood President talking. We got to save our babies and our ladies and our men because we are in the war. And these demons are trying to take your spirit. It's trying to take your soul. They already got you. Now it's trying to take your spirit and your soul of your children. I keep looking at that girl, Allie Carter, and I always said, this folks, y'all don't really understand, man. This ain't no new thoughts. This is old thoughts. I was like, yo, this is what the whole baby situation scares me. Just to know that you women can have my child. And you can do whatever you want to do. Put my child into a system that I don't know of. You can take my child out of your body and kill it, sacrifice it to the devil. You can take my child out, sell it to the system, and the system knows the DNA and be like, we've been waiting for this baby. We've been waiting for that baby. These are chosen children. They come from this bloodline. And for them, why you think that little girl, Allie Carter, had such a value? Why you think she was better alive than dead? Because if she is part of the Tupac bloodline, if she is Tupac's child, and they got a hold of her, and they running a mockery of her because of Tupac by using and abusing this girl, can you just imagine how many other babies are being done like that? That's why they want you to come to their clinics. They want you to give up your children so they can find out what bloodline these kids belong to. Devil is wicked. Y'all, you got you see, but everybody just think about so you don't think a woman had the right to? No. Once you understand how deep the shit is, if you're not thinking in the rational mindset, you're just serving the devil in all forms, all the way down to where they researching the bloodline. And when they researching bloodlines and they understand where you come from and who you belong to, and you don't even know, you don't know your ancestors are. Because when I listen to Ali, I'm like, this girl even talk like Pac. Her energy is like Pac. That's the scary. Like, yo, she and now that she's at the point of strength, like she said, she's ready to save these children like Pac. She sound like Pac. I told you, you gotta look at her mouth, you look at her eyebrows, you gotta look at her. I can see it. Even if it's not, I still see it. And for her to be worth that much money, because all they gotta do is advertise it. All they have to do is advertise. Yo, we got the daughter of Tupac. She's our whore. What? I paid $2,000 for that. Just to say that they slept with Pac's bloodline. It's wicked. And I'm not going to sit here and allow these stupid podcasters to take away the credit of these folks. No more. Because she said Bill Cosby was there. They said that there was a table, a cigar, a pipe, a bottle, this, that, another. And Bill Cosby chose the cigar, smoked his big old cigar, and outed it out on her twat. Can't make no shit up like that. You very creative. Yo, I put it to you like this: if everything she made up, I want to invest in her as a writer. If everything she mentioned is fake and false, yo, don't waste no time trying to destroy her mentally from her writing skills. Embrace her. Understand? Understand. Is this job for me? Understand. Who suffers but thee? Understand. Life isn't funny. Understand. What is all about this money now? Put up, shut up, get up, stand up. We got to get this cash. Fill our cups up. Let it run over before this world go dry. Yo, just wipe your eyes. Don't you dare cry. 20s fast coast boroughs, south sides, do or die. No crime on the mind. We high, we fly. Green skies, city tells true lies, land size, Patakis, Rudies, Judies, motherfucker Lumi, who they be, disguise, white sheets, dark meat, prey, agony, defeat, never dead, subtract, delete, mission overcome is complete. Understand our women, our children, remember them, who they be, goddess, soldiers, folders, backbone, high rollers, you know this, peace signs, afros, victory kiss. Those are my words that stay in my mind forever. That's not yesterday, that's just a year. That's over 2 decades of me writing to myself because I have to realize that the job is for me. Understand? Is this job for me? You, me, understand who suffers but thee, me, you? Understand life isn't funny. Understand what it's all about, their money. Yo, folks, like I say, Black Man Rise, original rebel. I ain't got no gobbledygoo. I ain't got no pictures and images to pull up for you. I ain't got no facts, no receipts to give you. I only got the Spirit of God to deliver to you. If that ain't enough, then fuck you. The Spirit of God is what you see and what you feel, what you hear. What made you subscribe. That's the Spirit of God. And trust me, I want to have fun. Trust me, I just want to chill. Trust me, I just want to fornicate every day I wake up. But what happened is when I did that, I was procrastinating from my duty, and my duty allowed all those folks to be victims. Ooh, that hurts my soul, baby. That's what put bags underneath my eyes. That's what make my hair disappear. Understand? When I don't do my duty, that's what hurts my soul. So even if I'm in some booty and I'm not doing my duty, I don't feel like nothing. Because the mission is real. We on a mission to rise, overcome, victorious number one. We on a mission. Surprise, son, war's just begun. We on a mission to rise, overcome, victorious number one. We on a mission. What? What? A mission. I can do this show all day because I wrote to myself many. I don't write rhymes for people. I write rhymes for me. I write to talk to me because in the spirit world, it's not physical. So the spirit world needs the physical world to manifest the words because it's always about the word. And once those two worlds can connect, then you see the words. And once you see the words, you have to be the word. That's how it works. This ain't religion. This is just how it works. You just have to believe. You just have to know. This ain't something to be taught. This is just things that you go through, and as you things to know, things to grow on. That's one to grow on. The spiritual world needs the physical world to come to the spiritual world to deliver the word, because the word is the message. Do not allow these podcasters to ridicule and chop down these people. Like I say, I'm going to call it out for what it is because there's a lot of people that's trying to front and be a victim, but you are part of the problem. But there's a lot of people who are just victims and they can't even really get it out. They don't know how deep that rabbit hole is. I truly believe that there was many photo shoots with that DNG shirt on. Because it was an advertisement. It was for a billboard. It was for a billboard. It was for some type of advertisement that never went through, but maybe got some money for it. It was for some type of campaign. Don't chop down these folks. Embrace them. They need you. If your man Trump comes in and he says he appoints somebody for office, and the first thing this person say is that their first goal is to save 300,000 victims. Like what? What the fuck you get that number from? 300,000 victims they're looking to save? It's because they know how deep that rabbit hole is. They already know. And now they're in position and power to really make these moves because they already know where to go. And a lot of times, the funny thing is, a lot of times people say, yo, when Trump came in office, he did this. And when Trump came in office, he did that. And I'm not really jumping on Trump. I'm just trying to let you know that God will use a lot of tools that you won't even understand what tool he used and why. But if you look at the Obama administration, the Clinton administration, and the Biden administration, and you look at their administration in all those years, Clinton, Barack, that's 8 years. That's 8 and 8. That's 16 years, and the Biden, that's 20 years of the Democratic administration. And you look at Trump's 4 years, and you compare his 4 years to the 20 years of those individuals, and look how many cases of missing people they found, they went looking for, and look how many people he found and what he supports. He supports Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson support that project trying to find those missing people. While they focus on gay rights, women reproductive rights, everything that serves Moloch, everything that serves Baal, everything that serves that Satan. So I want you to look at those fun facts. Dig up those receipts. See how many containers Barack Obama found with children, as opposed to how many people he's really letting into the border so that they can go into a system. Hillary Clinton Foundation. What's going on with the Hillary Clinton Foundation? Why the Hillary Clinton Foundation isn't something that they was idolizing during the Hillary Clinton campaign? Why it's Hillary Clinton Foundation something that she wasn't boasting about? Y'all not even asking that question, right? All right, let's take time out, okay? Because I'm bringing up something that I don't know about. So let's Google it. I'm going to take time out, hit the like button too. I'm going to go real quick and find out what's the Hillary Clinton Foundation? What is that shit? The Clinton Foundation, whatever it is. Let's go find out real quick. You know what? What we're going to do is this. All those foundations that the Democratic Party's put out there, we're going to do some research on them, and we're going to come back to you, because I just seen $140 million, you know what I'm saying, 2010. I just seen some little things that I skimmed through real quick. It made me say, you know what, we got to investigate it, because she organizes a family act. She organizes thing for violence against women. I want to know what's going on with them to this day, because they didn't boast about it during the Biden administration. They didn't boast about the Clinton Foundation during the Kamala campaign. They didn't use none of the tools that they had before them. And you got to say, why? If Bill Clinton put forth a foundation, if Hillary Clinton had a foundation for women and violence and families and so da, why the Biden administration didn't boast on it? Why they wasn't using this as key points of their campaign of the Democratic Party and what the Democratic Party is doing and what they support? Because what? They don't want you to do too much investigating to find out what they really about. Like I said, we got to do our own investigating, because I believe that Hillary Clinton, like Oprah, have these foundations that is funneling foundations. They funnel women to these tunnels. The babies, they get them to abort their babies. They get them to give up their babies for adoption. They get them to give up their babies and children to foster homes. And these foster people are part of their cult. They are part of the LGBT. That's a cult. And they send you to these foster homes, and now you get abused in these foster homes, and now you turned out, and you keep the cycle going. They got a very beautiful system. They have an amazing system of recycling that energy. And that's what I'm saying to you folks. In order for that energy to be combated, we have to acknowledge what they are doing. We can't look at what they're doing as good, because what they're doing is not good, because they're not good. They have to prove to us that they're good, and then they have to prove to us that what they're doing is good. We can't just automatically assume that because it says violence against women, to protect women from violence, that it's good. Because it's a front, just to get you to come there so they can use you for what they need you to use you for. It's amazing. Oh, it is raining. Cool. It's amazing where we at right now. It's amazing that we are at a point in life where the word debunk means more to us than support. It's amazing that debunking means more to us than helping and loving. Debunking someone, you will get much more views, much more likes, much more support. People will send you money to try and debunk somebody, but they won't send you money to help support. They won't help and support you. They would send people to try to debunk you. They would pay people to troll you. They would pay people to do all sorts of things to distract you. I'm confused. I'm very confused. And not only am I confused, but I'm very hurt because debunking a person, especially when the person's, you can't even debunk them, but you spend time and energy trying to debunk them and you wasted all that time. Well, this is what this podcast is doing. This chick got blonde hair, fake hair. Everything about her is fake. And she's trying to make these girls' allegations fake and false. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. So, shout out to you for tapping in. Shout out to you for supporting. Shout out to you if you gave me a like, a thumbs up. Shout out to you if you subscribe to the channel. If you're not tapping in the live, but you're going to tap in later and you took time out to listen to this, shout out to you. I just would like to say thank you for everyone who's, allowing me to, get this out. But like I said to you, I'm definitely going to start calling out. I'm going to put together a list of at least like 20 male podcasters. I'm going to put out 20 male podcasters. I don't know if it's going to be black and white or just all black, but it might be mixed. Definitely going to be 10 to 15 black, though. And we're going to put out these podcasts, and I'm going to ask you to step up to the plate and as we organize as men. Because you got to think, like I said, back in the 60s, they came together. They organized different units. Different organizations came together. They all came together to sit down to build. And that's what we got to do in the 2020s as we go into the 2030s. All of the whole year of 2020s, that whole time frame went by. 2020, 2021, 20, all the way to 2030 is going to go by. And this generation has not taken time out to come together collectively to get organized. We have our blueprints in front of us. The biggest and the best blueprint was the 60s civil rights movement. The eyes on the prize time. Everything else don't matter. But that time was bigger than anything because people had nothing and they came together to build for something. The 70s wave was people thought they had it all and thought they knew it all and was bought out because you didn't know shit, because you didn't continue, you didn't finish the game. 1990s came in, was the year of selling out. And the 2000s came in fear. And the 2020s came in as complete slavitude. That's where we at right now. We're living in the slave mindset. We back in the slave mind. We went from the 60s, and 6 years later, they put us back into a slave mind where we now are the slavers. And we enslaving ourselves. So shout out to you. Thank you for tapping in. Shout out to you. Thank you for showing love and showing support. Shout out to you. If you think I said something wrong, please comment. If you think I'm lying, please comment. If you think anything I'm saying needs to be addressed, please comment. If you think that what I'm saying is right, wrong, please comment. If you think I'm living falsely, please comment. It's okay. Please comment. But don't assume nothing. Don't assume of anything. Talk to me. It's real simple. Assuming, because most likely you didn't even hear properly. That's what makes you assuming. You didn't hear properly. So shout out to all. Thank you for your listen ear. Thank you for your support. Peace. 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 Peace.